Compared to the 1.5T Passat that costs over 170,000 yuan, about $23,600 on the road, and the 2.0 dual-injection Camry that costs over 160,000 yuan, about $22,200 on the road, is this 1.5T luxury version Accord that costs over 150,000 yuan, about $20,800 on the road, worth considering? Today, let's take a look at the pros and cons of this car. The car length is 4,900 millimeters, the wheelbase is 2,830 millimeters, and the curb weight is 1.5 tons. Compared to the two models mentioned earlier, the performance of this 1.5T Accord in all aspects can mostly be described with one word, which is moderate. First is the power and fuel consumption, which are also moderate. The high-power 1.5T engine has a maximum horsepower of 192 HP and a maximum torque of 269 Newton-meters. The measured 0 to 100 kilometers per hour acceleration time is around 9 seconds, and the real-world combined fuel consumption is 7.9 liters per 100 kilometers. Why is it around 9 seconds? Because Honda's 1.5T engine is quite affected by temperature. In summer, with temperatures above 30 degrees Celsius, the acceleration result is close to 9.5 seconds, while in autumn, when the temperature drops below around 10 degrees Celsius, the measured result is basically around 8.6 seconds. However, in terms of handling, it is quite easy to drive, with a low seating position, low ground clearance, relatively firm suspension travel, and standard variable steering ratio. The small displacement turbo engine paired with a CVT transmission also has no jerking, so its daily driving handling among mid-size cars is considered very agile and smooth. In terms of main features, it has LED high and low beam headlights with automatic headlights and automatic high-low beam switching, but there are no projector lenses. It uses reflector-type headlights, so brightness is average. The side mirrors have blind spot monitoring and automatic folding when locked, but the 360-degree camera is an added option and not included from the factory. In addition, both the side mirrors and the 17-inch wheels use a smoked design. The front door handles support keyless entry, but there is no digital key. Not only is there no 360-degree camera, this version also has no front or rear parking sensors, only a reversing camera. The trunk is manually opened, with an internal depth of about 115 centimeters and a vertical height of 57 centimeters, which is decent, and the trunk is quite large. The rear seats also support full folding. According to used car data, the first batch of 2023 mid-trim 1.5T Accord models can still sell for over 120,000 yuan, about $16,700, so the resale value is fairly decent. Next, let's get into the car and take a look at the interior. The steering wheel has a very rounded shape. In terms of driver assistance, it comes standard with a 10.2-inch LCD instrument cluster with average resolution, and a head-up display is not included. The center console features a standard 12.3-inch touchscreen using Honda Connect 4.0 system. This infotainment system is not as new as the one in the newly released 2026 CR-V, but it includes basic functions like smartphone connectivity, online navigation, and voice control. The air conditioning has physical buttons, which is a plus. The central knob with a screen can be pressed and rotated to access some shortcut menus, but it's not very practical. In addition, the central area provides suitable places to store tissues, water bottles, and phones. There is no wireless charging, but there are two Type-C ports. Ambient lighting is also standard in this version, so the overall configuration is decent. Moving to the rear seats, let's test the space. With my height of 179 centimeters and weight of 160 pounds, the front row is quite comfortable. In the rear, legroom is acceptable at a little over 2 fist lengths, but when sitting upright, my hair touches the roof, so headroom is somewhat limited. The backrest angle and seat cushion length are quite appropriate, with no major complaints. The central armrest is large and includes a pass-through to the trunk. The central floor hump is moderately high. There is no independent rear air conditioning, but there are 2 air vents and 2 charging ports. Finally, to summarize why this car is described as moderate, when you mention the dual-injection Camry, it has a clear strength, which is fuel efficiency, with real-world consumption just over 4 liters per 100 kilometers. When you mention the Passat, it also has a clear strength, which is its nearly 2.9-meter wheelbase and extremely spacious rear seating. But when it comes to this Accord, aside from its subjective exterior design, there are no obvious flaws or major weaknesses, yet it also doesn't have any standout features, so the main advantage is that it's cheaper. The others cost around 167,000 to 178,000 yuan, about $23,200 to $24,700, while this one only costs a little over 150,000 yuan, about $20,800 out the door, even without counting any subsidies.